in the real world, when we're actually out there playing, we don't restrict to 5-fret groups. That just doesn't happen. We end up moving around all over the neck. So I figured it was probably about time to find another kind of system which would promote that kind of movement and make some sense out of expanding horizontally this way rather than vertically this way, which is what we've been doing with the 5-fret thing. So I tried to follow on in a very sort of logical step. So I took one of the most common arpeggio positions. So within the first 5 here, if we start on the root, say G major, we've got this. 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7. Now, I don't want to say I always felt disappointed with this one, but it just seems to be a bit of a... You're kind of heading that way at the top, and I could see, well, okay, if I'm going to try and be promoting moving up the neck, why don't we sort of cross this sort of position here and actually move out up here? So rather than play major 7 on top here, we're going to play it on the B string. So like this. Okay, so we're kind of out of our 5-fret thing already. And you can see the scope for actually moving outside, or not outside, but even higher. Okay, fine. So I actually noticed that there was a pattern forming here. So I'm playing 1 note on the bottom string, and then I'm playing 2 notes on the A string, and then 2 notes on the D string. 1, 2, 2. And here we go. 1 note on the G string, 2 notes on the B string, and then 2 notes on the E string. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. Let's do that once more. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Marvellous. So this got me thinking, well, okay, if I'm going to do that with G major, then surely I could just do it with the whole harmonised scale, which of course I can. Everybody can. So what's next? We've got A minor, A minor 7. Exactly the same fingering. 1 note, which is the 1, and then 2 notes, 3 and 5, then 2 notes, 7 and 1, flat 7 and 1, 1 note, flat third, 2 notes, 5 flat 7, and then 2 notes, 1 and flat third. Okay, same thing with B minor. C major's next, same thing. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. D7. Going to E minor now, the 6th chord. Now the 7th chord, F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Probably worth just zooming in on that one a bit more. So we've got 1, the first, and then 2 notes. So we've got flat third and flat 5. 2 notes, flat 7, 1, and then 1 note, minor third. 2 notes, flat 5, flat 7, and then 2 notes, 1 flat third. back to G major. Sorry if your guitar's run out of space. If you have, then you need to get a better guitar. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. That all feels good. It all feels like I'm playing scales and being a diligent kind of student of jazz. So what about this then? So we started with the 1. We could have started with a different interval. Now, does this work as well? Damn right it works. So we've got 3, the next interval up of G. So we're starting on B. Again, we're going to employ the same fingering, picking pattern, amount of notes on each string. So we've got 1, 2 notes. That's 5 and 7. 2 notes, 1 and 3. And then 1, 5. 2, 7 and 1. And then 2, 3 and 5. One, two, two. 1, 2, 2. So you can see where this is going, right? So if we can do that with G major, then we can do it with A minor. Minor third. C. 1 note. 5, 7. 1 minor third. 5. Flat 7, 1. Flat third, 5. Yeah? B minor. C major 7. D7, starting on the 3rd, so 1 note, then 5, flat 7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 1, 3, 5. E minor, 3, minor third, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, flat 7, 1, flat third, 5. F sharp minor 7, flat 5. Should we move down just in case we are running out of room? So here we go, 3rd. So flat 3rd. We've got 1, 2, 2 again. So 1 note here. That's flat 3rd. Flat 5. Flat 7. 1. Flat 3rd. Okay, now we're another 1, 2, 2. So that's flat 5. Flat 7. 1. Flat 3rd. And flat 5. Whoops. Okay, and back to G. Okay, so next up, we've got 5, so we can start with 5, which is D in G. So here we go, 5, again, 1, 2, 2. So 5, 7, 1. 3, 5. Then 1 note, major 7, and then 1 note, 1, 3, and then 2 notes, 5 and 7. One, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, A minor, 5, flat 7, 1, minor third, 5, flat 7, 1, minor third, 5, and flat 7. B minor. C major 7. should we move down? So we've got D7 now, 5, 1, 2, 2 again. I shouldn't keep saying that, that's what we're doing. Right, 5, flat 7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7. E minor, 5, flat 7, 1, flat third 5, flat 7, 1 flat third, 5 flat 7. F sharp minor 7 flat 5, flat 5, flat 7 1, flat third, flat 5, flat 7, 1 flat third, flat 5 and flat 7. And then back to G. Okay, so there's one left, starting on major 7. Nice. So major 7, 1 and 3, 5, major 7, 1, 3, 5, major 7, 1. Okay, A minor 7, so flat 7, then 1 minor third, 5 flat 7, 1 minor third, 5 flat 7, 1. Let's move down just in case you're running out of room. So flat 7, this is B minor, flat 7, 1, flat third, and then 5 flat 7, 1 minor third, 5 flat 7, 1. C major 7, exactly the same as G major 7, fingering. 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1. Then we're D7, so flat 7, 1, 3, 5 flat 7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 1. E minor, flat 7, 1, minor third, 5, flat 7, 1, minor third, 5, flat 7, 1. And finally we're on F sharp minor 7, flat 5, so flat 7, 1, minor third, flat 7, flat 5, then flat 7, 1, minor third, flat 5, flat 7, 1. And finish off on G. Blimey. There are loads of ways of playing through this, probably an infinite amount of ways really. I sometimes just try and find a different way of getting around it, and this has led to a couple of things that have stuck around for me for a while. One is this sort of pattern, so just going through as normal, and then I'm hitting the 1, and then back to the 7, and then 3, and then 7 again, and then just down. It just works out well rhythmically, and you end up an octave above. And in fact, you can play that if you start the octave up on the D string, you actually end back on the E, which is absolutely perfect. So you could just sit there and go around that all day. Which is kind of satisfying if you like that sort of thing. You have to make sure there's no relatives in the house when you're playing that sort of thing, because they might throw a frying pan at you. But this made me think, well, okay, well, how about if I changed onto the next degree of the scale like that? So G, A, B, C, D, etc. A. So I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm going so 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 7, 3, 7, 1, kind of enclosing the 1. Okay, so I'm moving on to B. And then moving on to C. Same thing. Onto D7. E minor. And then F sharp minor 7 flat 5. And then finishing on G. And that's pretty epic. So certainly something to get your teeth into anyway. Past experience showed me that it was best to get this kind of thing into a chord progression. So immediately, of course, as jazzers, you're thinking 1, 6, 2, 5. So why not? Let's do it. Now, for a change, and although this might initially seem hard, it kind of makes things a little bit easier. But let's use diminished for the 6 chord and the 5 chord. So after playing G, we're then going to move on to the corresponding diminished to use with E, which here is G sharp. How does that work? So we're diminished works from a half step up from E, which is F, and then along that minor third family. So F, G sharp, B, D. Okay, so G, and then we're doing exactly the same fingering. Yeah, so G sharp, B, D, F, and then we're going 1, enclosing the 1, and back, and just back down the arpeggio. A minor. And then for D7, we're going to again put in the corresponding diminished, which here is A. Exactly the same theory, so diminished works from half step up and along the diminished flat third family. So we got E flat, F sharp, A, and C. So here we are. So A diminished. Marvelous. So the whole thing there is. You can see where this is going to go, right? Okay. Perhaps I should play that a bit slower. G. G sharp, diminished. 4, E7. A minor, the 2. A diminished for D7. And this leads us nicely into the 3rd there. So you can see where this is going. We're then going to do 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2 from the next interval. So that was all from 1. We're now going from 3. G. We've got B diminished for E. A minor from 3rd. And then we've got C diminished for D7. Okay, all that again, maybe. G major from 3rd. B diminished for E7. A minor 7 from the flat 3rd. C diminished for D7, flat 9. Just leads us nicely onto 5 of G. Here we go, exactly the same thing. We've got D diminished for E, 7 flat 9. Five of A minor 7, which is E. And now we've got E flat diminished for D7, flat 9. All that again, so from 5 of G. Okay, so we move on to the last one, which is 7. Unfortunately, that doesn't really drop nicely into 7 because it is 7. But never mind. So 7. We've got F diminished for E7 flat 9. A minor 7 from flat 7. Then we've got F sharp diminished for D7 flat 9. And finish. Once more for luck. So starting on the 7s, F sharp into for G major 7. Flat 7 of A. F sharp diminished. And end. Now, if you can nail that, there's a feeling of satisfaction for sure. missed one note there, so I'm going to do it again. Something like that. Variations on the theme. We're going to stick with the same chord progression, and we're going to still keep the diminished in as substitutes for the 7 flat 9s. This time we're going to go up the arpeggio, and we're just going to come down again, but just come back up for one note. So like this. Okay. Once more, so. Which leads us nicely on to the next arpeggio, which is G sharp diminished. Same thing, come up one note, leads us on nicely. It's like a little enclosure into A minor 7. Up 1, A diminished for D7. Okay, once more, that whole thing, G major 7. Up 1, G sharp diminished. A minor 7, A diminished, and you can see this is going to lead us nicely onto 3 of G. Exactly the same thing, 1 2 2 1 2 2. And then B diminished for E 7 flat 9. Up 1, third of A minor 7, which is C. C diminished for D7 flat 9. Leads us on to the 5th of G, which is D. D diminished for E 7 flat 9. 5th of A, which is E. E flat diminished for D7, flat 9. Again, we're on major 7, which is a shame, because that's our starting note anyway. Here we go. F diminished for E 7 flat 9. Flat 7 of A. And F sharp diminished for D7 flat 9. And back to the start. That whole thing again. Obviously, mastering an exercise like this is not going to happen overnight. It takes quite a lot of practice to get proficient at this sort of thing, as you can probably imagine, or are discovering right now. But it's well worth the time spent. I always find after playing something like this for, I don't know, however long, 20 minutes, half an hour, I suddenly feel like playing over changes is really not too much of a problem anymore, which is the whole idea of it, really. You don't really want to get those patterns right into your playing. It's otherwise it would end up sounding kind of formulaic. This sort of thing is more just about showing you the possibilities. I mentioned that there were an infinite amount of ways to get around this, and there probably are. And I would urge you to find your own ways, like find your own kind of little patterns, ways of getting around this. I feel like if you've worked out something for yourself, then it's therefore much more personal to you. And you feel like you own it a little bit more, and gives you more confidence as a player and as an improviser. And I think that is one of the most important things, to really feel that when you're playing, that what you're playing is kind of yours. So yes, I shall be revisiting this whole horizontal thing, as I have a lot to say about it.